Hey world, this is Dr. Rico Short coming to you guys live on this Thursday night. Coming to you guys live on this Thursday night. I want to come on and answer some questions that you guys have about dentistry, about root canals especially, because tomorrow it's going to be on. I want to thank Henry Schein for sponsoring my lecture, and it's going to be called Current Trends in Endodontics, Instrumentation. I'm going to be talking about all kinds of stuff, the facts and fiction of endodontics. I'm going to be talking about instrumentation. I'm going to be talking about materials in endodontics, and it's going to be an awesome, awesome time. The sad part is I only have an hour with you guys. I only have an hour, but it's going to be an hour full of what they call power. It's going to be awesome. So if you haven't registered, go and check out my last post on Instagram, and you check that out, and you'll be able to register courtesy of Henry Schein. It's a free webinar. On this particular one, it's only going to be an hour. There's no CE that you're going to earn, but it's going to be so impactful. You're going to learn so much, man, in that 1 hour. I'm going to be revealing a lot of my secrets in endodontics, a lot of things that I've learned over my 20 plus years of experience as being an endodontist. I'm also going to be showing some of my failures, some of the stuff that did not quite work. So it's going to be awesome time. I can't wait to share with you guys around the world. I think Henry Schein has told me there's almost 400 dentists have registered around the world for this webinar I'm doing. So I'm excited about it, and just thankful for the opportunity. So if you haven't signed up already, go to my last post and register now. Register for it. It's going to be great. I can't wait. It's tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you can actually register all the way up into the webinar start. So it's going to be awesome. It's going to be for an hour, and then we're going to have about 10 minutes of Q&A, and I can't wait to share with you guys. So it's going to be fun, and we're going to learn a lot, man. We're going to learn a lot about root canals. You're going to learn a lot about myself. I kind of threw in some fun slides. You got to have some fun slides. You just can't have just didactic slides the whole time and learn about, academic stuff. You got to have some fun, man. So we're going to have a little fun tomorrow. I got some videos I'm going to show tomorrow in the webinar from Henry Schein. And so tonight, I just wanted to answer any questions that you guys may have about endodontics, how I do endo, what are some of the current trends in endodontics. And if you haven't signed up, sign up for my webinar tomorrow, and it's on Zoom webinar via Henry Schein. So you probably got the email. Go and check your inbox. Henry Schein sent a big blast around the world, and you can come to my webinar tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's free. Unfortunately, there's no CE. It's going to be an hour full of current trends in endodontics, fact versus fiction, instrumentation, and all those other kind of things. So I can't wait. I see you, Claro Nav. You guys got some cool stuff. What you guys are doing with endodontics. I see you, 3D imaging specialist. You joined. I see you, Ira Endo joined. And you guys got any questions about anything? I see you, Baranko. Kim joined. At AG. Max joins. What got me into dentistry? Well, what got me into dentistry is I had so many dental problems as a kid. I was raised in a single parent household, and my mom didn't take me to the dentist as often as I should. I loved candy, and I had terrible cavities as a kid. At 6 years old, I had to get all front of my 6 teeth pulled because they were too decayed. Had terrible toothaches, and it was awful. And I said, hey, one day when I get older, I want to make sure that I can keep kids from having this type of toothache pain. And I wanted to be able to give back. And that's what kind of got me into dentistry. I was on the fence between medicine and dentistry. I wanted to be a heart surgeon, but I figured that dentists, they are heart surgeons plus. We do more things than work on the heart. You know, we work on 32 teeth, and all of them can be different. All the people can be different. So being a dentist is a privilege and also an honor. And so I'm thankful. I've been in the profession now almost 25 years, and it's been great. It's been wonderful. I see you, Ira, on Endo. You'll be in clinic. Well, it'll be recorded. That's okay. Yeah, you'll be in clinic, but it'll be recorded. You just have to go to the link. If you want to go to the link, go to my last post. Tonight, I think I posted a case. I think I did endo on 2 teeth. I think teeth 3 and 4 had some pretty cool anatomy. So at the bottom of that post on my Instagram account, you'll see the link that you can join, and it'll be recorded. In fact, they said that it's going to be in their archives for a little period of time, so you can always check it out then. Anybody got any other questions about dentistry? Why I got into dentistry? Questions about my books? I got 2 books out there. One of the books is called Getting to the Root of Your Problem, 365 Days of Inspirational Thinking. If you follow me on social media, you know I love thinking about inspirational topics. I love to basically give positive inspiration to people around the world because it's been an inspiration to me, and it's the key to my success. So that's why I wrote the book. And I ended up writing another book. You guys followed me last year. I had a terrible eye injury. I was out of dentistry. I thought my whole life, I thought my career was over. I was out of dentistry for over 7 months. Had a terrible eye injury. I had to end up getting surgery. And by the grace of God and a great surgeon that I had, he was able to put my eye back together again like nothing happened. So I wrote my second book. It's called In the Eye of a Storm, 45 Days of Turbulence and Peace. And it basically journals, my highs and lows through the unknown, through the deepest, darkest part of my life, about to lose everything, my practice, my home. In fact, I was selling stuff on eBay just to make sure I have enough money to get my bills paid. So it was a crazy time in my life. And that book, In the Eye of a Storm, 45 Days of Turbulence and Peace, is now become one of Amazon's bestsellers that I've written. And, I thank, your support for all around the world for that book. If you haven't got that book, go and check it out, man. It's going to help you in any area that you're dealing with in your life. Any valley moment that you face is full of inspiration, is full of positivity, and most of all, is full of the Word of God. That's going to help you, man, in so many different areas. I see you, Dexter, DDS. I see you out there. I'm just telling everybody about my upcoming webinar tomorrow at 1 p.m. It's free, sponsored by Schein. I see you, Pay Marv. See you guys out there. So if you want to learn something about what I do, current trends and techniques in endodontics, you don't want to miss this webinar, man. It's latest, the greatest information is going to be able to dispel a lot of myths about the endodontic world and what's current, what you need, what you really don't need, what's good and what's maybe not so good. Or I won't say not so good. I would say what's maybe not necessary to get a great outcome in endodontics. So I see you, Panjaban Dentist. I'm answering questions here. I see you, Dr. Hedred 305. I'm answering questions about endodontics. I see the Bob Broach one joined. I'm here to answer questions about endodontics that you might have. I'm talking about my webinar. That's tomorrow at 1 p.m., sponsored by Schein. I see you, Tibet to Monet. Thank you for following me. And I'm here to answer some questions. This is kind of like a preview into my webinar tomorrow. It's only a 1-hour webinar. I have enough information for 6 hours, and I had to cut it, just so I can have enough time to try to give you guys the meat and potatoes of what I believe are the current trends of endodontics. What are some of the facts and fictions of endodontics? What are some of the current techniques that most of the endodontists, the top endodontists, are using around the world to help you be better in endo? And so you can understand and you can decipher what's fact from fiction. And you don't have to go and buy a lot of this stuff that a lot of these salespeople are telling you that you gotta have in order to do great endodontics. So if no one have any other questions, I think I'm gonna save my voice for tomorrow, and I'm gonna sign off. But if you got any questions, feel free to shoot me a Insta message or tune in tomorrow. And the link, like I said before, is on my last post. The post I posted tonight on my Instagram has a link. The Zoom link is 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the United States, because I know there was over almost 400 dentists around the world that have signed up for this webinar. And so I'm so excited. And I promise you, I won't put you to sleep like Georgia. You see that? My webinar, they're action-packed. My webinar, they're lively, and they're going to give you some keys. So Ira Endo said, what are some keys on some mandibular molar endo? Well, one of the things I'm going to talk about is how to anesthetize a hot tooth. That lower molar, specialists have a micro crack on it, and the patient's been up all night, man. That's going to be a hot tooth to get numb. So a lot of times I start off with inferior alveolar nerve block. I like to use 2 carps of 2% 1-100 xylocaine, and also follow up with a 1 carp of the Policaine. And then I will give some buccal infiltration with some Cefticaine or Articaine, and I like to let it soak in for about 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, I'll bring the patient, I'll go back in, then I'll do a PDL on the 4 corners, the mesiolingual, mesiobuccal, distal buccal, and distal lingual. And usually I'm ready to work, and the patient is usually good and anesthetized. I'm not a big fan for Stabident system or the intraosseous system. I had it on me on one of my molar root canals, and it hurt like hell. And it seemed like it took about 3 weeks for that soreness to go away, because you have to perforate the cortical plate, and it hurt too bad. And also, I think the gentleman, he was just trying it, and he put some epinephrine in it. It felt like I was having a heart attack. So if you're going to use the Stabident system or the X system, whatever it's called, I can't remember the name of it, make sure you don't use any epinephrine in it. Use Policaine without epi. And that's a trick on how to get those hot molars numb. And I got some other tricks too, but you got to attend the webinar in order to get those in. Also too, there's a lot of talk about minimum invasive endodontics, and the thing is, it's not how small you can make the hole. It's about what size hole you need in order to see all the canals and get all the debris and find everything. And that's the key. Sometimes these accesses are so small that you're not removing all the tissue, or you're not adequately getting the irrigation to the apex if you're doing traditional irrigation. Now, if you're using some of the other techniques like Schein, Endo, and GentleWave, they don't recommend you to open up, really wide, and you would have to leave the apex at maybe around 15 or 20 size. So make sure you can open up, you can see what you need to see, so you can make sure you irrigate well and find all the canals. You say you always feel bad by using more than 2. No, I run endo. Don't feel bad using more. No, you can give up to like 13 carpules on as an adult of xylocaine. So no, 2. I give more than 2 on just about every case. No, but you have to make sure you check their medical history and all that. And make sure, that if it's obviously if you're dealing with a pregnant person, you don't want to give them any epinephrine, and somebody who's had a recent heart attack and things like that, you want to be careful. Or people on blood thinners and stuff like that, you want to be careful with the epinephrine. But other than that, 2 carpules, that's nothing. I give more than 2 carpules just about on every case. So no, don't feel bad. Whoever told you that, they didn't tell you the truth. So don't feel bad with that. I see you, Travis. What's up, Travis the Dean? Congratulations, man, on your engagement, bro. Hopefully I get invited to the wedding, bro. I see you, Manish. Is that Manish 282? Is that Manish? Is that the Manish I know, or that's a Manish I don't know around the world? I can't wait, though. Tomorrow, We're going to be live at 1 p.m. Henry Schein sponsoring my webinar at 1 p.m. tomorrow. And I'm talking about current endodontic techniques and concepts and instrumentation. It's going to be so amazing. Don't miss it. 1 p.m. tomorrow, Eastern Standard Time. All right, I got time for one other question. Around how many millimeters on each walls should one have to have a clear view of all the canals? So that's a great question. That depends on the case. At the end of the day, if that tooth is going to get a crown on it, it really doesn't matter. You just need to see what you need to see. Now, you don't want to excessively take away dentin. You don't want to do that. You want to preserve as much dentin as you can. But every case is going to be different. If a patient can't open very wide, are you going to compromise missing a canal because you're trying to conserve the dentin? No. You got to open the tooth up so you can see what you need to see, so you can find all the canals and irrigate well and make sure that you have a favorable outcome. So, there's no standard on how many millimeters on each walls should they have. And there may be people out there that's teaching that, but that is not true. I haven't found any kind of scientific data that talks about you have to have so many millimeters around, you have to leave in the canal walls in order for it to, be a good root canal. So one thing I don't do, I know there's different schools of thought where we used to do, 6% tapers and all that. I recommend, 4% taper. Try not to get any bigger than that, unless the canal is that. Sometimes the canals are naturally bigger than a 4% taper, but I don't believe in the 6% taper. And nor do I believe in a 2%. I know there are minimum invasive people that like the 2% taper, really skinny sizes, and maybe if you're doing the gentle wave San Endo, you can probably get away with that because it uses a different type of cleaning than you would with traditional positive pressure, or even negative pressure irrigation such as the Endovac. So you can get away with having smaller preps, but you have to make sure that that canal system is clean no matter which technique that you're using. So that's a great question, Aaron Endo. Hopefully I answer that. I see you, Degrassi1. I see you. I'm answering questions about endodontics for a preview for my lecture tomorrow on advanced concepts in endodontics, instrumentations, and techniques. Tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, courtesy of Henry Schein. They sponsored this webinar. And if you want to get the Zoom link, they're pretty sure they sent it to you. They sent it to all the dentists around the world, probably. I don't know. But if you're available, you're going to learn a lot. It's almost a 6-hour, excuse me, a 6-hour presentation. I squeezed in 1 hour, man. So I'm going to be moving, but I think they're going to record it, and they're going to keep it on their site for a little bit. So if I'm moving too fast, if you forget something or you don't see anything, you can always go back and re-air it and rewatch it. So it's going to be great. I can't wait. Tomorrow at 1 p.m. It's going to be awesome. But they should re-air it. Aaron, don't get all twisted out of shape that you won't be able to see it live. It's going to be recorded, from what they told me at Henry Schein on their site. So you'll be able to go back and pick up the nuggets that I'm going to shell out. They're going to be some golden nuggets I'm going to give. Some things that you might have heard, some things you probably have never, ever heard before. So it's going to be great. Thank y'all for following me. I'm going to sign off now because I want to save my voice for tomorrow. And it's going to be an awesome time. Thank you guys for liking my cases. Thank you guys for posting them. And I most of all, thank you guys for listening to my inspirational messages, man, because those are so true and dear to my heart. And I know that it will help you in any and every area of your life. All right. Love y'all, man. Y'all have a safe night. We'll see you tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time via Zoom. Go and check out the link on my last post. It's there. Sign up. Would love to see your face in the place. All right. Peace.